ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam session. Today is a very special day. Some parts of the world, today is Narga Chaturdashi. It's a Choti Diwali, and some parts of the world, it has been celebrated as a big Diwali day. And as we were discussing last time, that on Narka Chaturdashi, the Choti Diwali day, or the day before Diwali, Lord Krishna killed Narkasura. He released 16,000 women from the clutches of an Asura. And thereafter, on the next day, Diwali day, Krishna performed a very wonderful pastime, which is called Damodar Leela, wherein he allowed Yashoda Mata to bind him due to Yashoda Mata's intense love for him. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 4 cantos which are full of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. But out of all those pastimes, Damodar Leela pastime is the pastime which is the most celebrated pastimes in this universe. These pastimes have been described by Srila Shukdev Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Satyavrata Muni has also described it in the Damodarashtakam. Then Sanatana Goswami has talked about it in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Jeev Goswami has mentioned about it, not mentioned, he has given details of it in Gopal Champu. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also has given the commentary in Sara Darshani. So there are a number of Mahabhagavatas who have been glorifying these pastimes for so many thousands of years. And in the recent time, about 200 years back, there was another Mahabhagavata who is known as Hari Suriji. He was a great poet, and he appeared around 1810 in a village in Nasik. He was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, and at the age of 30, he took a vow that every day morning he will do his Gayatri, and after Gayatri, he will chant Vishnu Sahasranam. After chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, he will recite 12 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, and thereafter he will serve the cows for 1.5 hours. And thereafter, he would eat the first morsel in the day. And he continued to follow this vow for 12 years. And after 12 years, once he was doing the Gau Seva, he felt that somebody has touched his back. He felt a tap on the back, and he just by the touch he could feel that it is none other than Krishna himself. And he turned back and he had the darshan of Krishna. And Krishna addressed him Arbhaga. Arbhaga means my dear son. So Krishna said, my dear son, I am very much happy with your commitment to keep your vows, and you will be my eternal associate in my dham. But before you come to my dham, you have to do one seva for me. And Hari Baba Shastri, Hari Suriji, he was known as Hari Baba Shastri. So that time Hari Baba said, okay, my lord, what can I do for you? So he said, you have to describe my pastimes, which I enacted in the Dwapar Yuga. So Hari Baba said that, my lord, but this has already been given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and other senior devotees, Mahabhagavatas, have already commented upon it. So Krishna said, no, you have to describe it, because nobody has given the reason why did I perform certain activities. And Krishna says, even in this material world, even a small jiva will perform an activity with some motive, with some vicha, with some desire in the heart. So how can I perform so many wonderful activities without any reason behind them? Hari Babaji said, how would I know the reasons? You are full of mysteries. So Krishna says, you don't worry. I will manifest the reasons of my all activities unto your heart once you start writing it. And Krishna told him, okay, now stop following these vows. You just dedicate yourself to this seva. And then Hari Baba Shastri started writing the commentary on Shri Krishna's various pastimes. And he has written the commentary in a very poetic form in a scripture called Bhakti Rasayanam, Madhurya Kavya. And before he disappeared from the world, he could finish up to the 49th chapter of 10th canto, where Akrura leaves for Hastinapur, and thereafter he couldn't complete. He has given his commentary only on the 10th canto up to 47 or 49 chapter. And in those 47 chapters, there are about 2,500 verses there. But he has given the commentary in almost twice of those verses. 5,000 verses are there, wherein he has described the reasons for Krishna's various pastimes. And after Hari Baba Shastri, he was known later on as Hari Suri, because Krishna gave him the designation Suri. Suri means very intelligent. So after he had the darshan of Krishna, he was known as Hari Suri. And in the very recent time, in the ISKCON, we have a very great devotee, sannyasi, His Holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. So when I heard him almost 22, 23 years back, even that time, I heard from him, and he used to quote a lot. Even now, when he talks about Srimad Bhagavatam, he mentions a lot about Hari Suriji. And so today we are going to discuss some of the mysteries behind Lord Krishna's Damodar pastimes, which have been given in chapter 9 of 10th canto. And we will see how many verses we can complete. There are about 18 or 19 verses wherein the Krishna's Damodar Leela has been described. But the meaning behind those activities are so deep that even now the acharyas have been trying to understand what was the reason of Krishna's performing those activities. So we are going to recite verse number 1 and 2 from chapter number 9 and canto 10. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, Verse 1 and 2. Shri Shuka Uvacha Ekada Grahadasishu Yashodananda Gehini Karmantara Niyuktasu Nirmamanta Svayam Dadhi Yani Yani Gitani Tad Bala Charitani Cha दधि निर्मंथने काले स्मरन्ति तान्यगायत। Shri Shuka Vacha, Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Ekada, one day, Grahadasishu, when all the maid servants of the household were otherwise engaged. Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Gehini, the queen of Nanda Maharaj, Karma Antara, in other household affairs, Niyuktasu, being engaged, Nirmamantha, churned, Swayam, personally, Dadi, the yogurt, Yani, all such, Yani, such, Iha, in this connection, Gitani, songs, Tat Bal Charitani, in which the activities of her own child were enacted, Cha and Dadi Nirmanthane, while churning the yogurt, Kale at that time, Smaranti, remembering, Tani, all of them, in the form of songs, Agayata, chanted. Translation. Sri Sukdev Goswami continued, one day when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maid servants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all those activities. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, quoting from the Vaishnava Toshni of Srila Sanatana Goswami, says that the incident of Krishna's breaking the pot of yogurt and being bound by Mother Yashoda took place on the Deepavali day or Deep Malika. Even today in India, this festival is generally celebrated very gorgeously in the month of Kartika by fireworks and lights, especially in Bombay. It is to be understood that among all the cows of Nand Maharaj, several of Mother Yashoda's cows ate only grasses so flavorful that the grasses would automatically flavor the milk. Mother Yashoda wanted to collect the milk from these cows, make it into yogurt, and churn it into butter personally, since she thought that this child Krishna was going to the houses of neighborhood gopas and gopis to steal butter because he did not like the milk and yogurt ordinarily prepared. While churning the butter, Mother Yashoda was singing about the childhood activities of Krishna. It was formerly a custom that if one wanted to remember something constantly, he would transform it into poetry or have this done by a professional poet. It appears that Mother Yashoda did not want to forget Krishna's activities at any time. Therefore, she poetized all of Krishna's childhood activities, such as the killing of Putna, Aghasura, Shaktasura, and Trinavrata. And while churning the butter, she sang about these activities in poetical form. This should be the practice of persons eager to remain Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. This incident shows how Krishna conscious Mother Yashoda was. To stay in Krishna conscious, we should follow such persons. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, in this couple of verses, Shukadeva Goswami gives an introduction of the Damodar Leela, and Shukadeva Goswami starts with the word Ekada. In the material world, we see when someone starts telling the storytelling always starts with one phrase, once upon a time. And from there, from where the phrase is coming in, it's coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukadeva Goswami says, Ekada, that once upon a time, Graha Das Ishu, that Graha means a house and Das Ishu means maid servants. That all the maid servants were busy in karma antara. They were busy in other household activities. And when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maid servants were busy in other household activities, then she began churning yogurt into butter, nirmamantha, Svayam dadi. Now, we know that Nand Baba had more than 900,000 cows. So the person who has got more than 900,000 cows must have hundreds and thousands of servants. So one may wonder where all these maid servants and other servants were busy. So we know that Damodar Leela pastime took place on Deepavali day, and the day next of Deepavali is the Govardhan Puja day. And as we know from Srimad Bhagavatam, that Brajvasis used to celebrate Indra Puja before the Govardhan Puja started, Indra Puja, and after that Govardhan Puja in a very grand manner. So they were all busy in the preparing for the celebrations for Govardhan Puja. And that time Yashoda Mata, she began churning the yogurt herself. Now, why she started churning the yogurt herself? Why did not she wait for some more time? Because it's not that there was a shortage of yogurt and butter in her house. The house was full of butter all the time. But the acharyas have given few reasons why she started churning the yogurt herself, despite having a lot of butter in her house. So here the word is Swayam Dadi Nirmantane. That first reason, that she wanted to serve Krishna herself. Although she was Nanda Gehini. Nanda Gehini means she was the queen of Nanda Maharaj, or she was the queen of Braja. But with these things, with this thing, Shukdev Goswami want to tell us that one may be, no matter, a person may be a very big person, very rich, very opulent, but when it comes to serving Krishna, one should not leave the service upon the servants. The person should find the time himself or herself to serve Krishna. So Yashoda Mata said, I want to serve Krishna myself. So this is the first reason. And the second reason, Yashoda Mata got sick of hearing complaints from the neighbors that your son is stealing butter every now and then. So Yashoda Mata thought that probably Krishna doesn't like the butter which has been prepared by the maid servants. And from this we understand that there is a difference between the food which is cooked by mother, sister, wife, and the food which is cooked by the servant, or the food which we get outside in the restaurants. And the biggest difference is the amount of love. The food, what is prepared by a servant or by outsiders, they do it for the sake of getting the money. The element of love is missing. But whereas if a mother is cooking the food, if a wife is cooking the food, sister is cooking the food, devotees are cooking the food, then all the ingredients are same. But there is a one big thing which is added to those ingredients is the love, which affects our consciousness. So Yashoda Mata thought that probably the maid servants do not have that much love, and that's why Krishna doesn't like the butter which has been prepared in the house by the maid servant. And third reason, she got even more warned or more worried when she heard that Krishna ate the mud. Earlier, when the Krishna's friends would complain, that time Balarama would support Krishna. But this time, even Balarama was complaining to Yashoda Mata that Mata, Krishna has eaten the mud. So Mother Yashoda thought that he is eating the mud. That means he is starving, he is not liking even the outside butter. And then she said that it's a shame what people will say that we have got 900,000 cows and still we cannot produce butter which is liked by Krishna. And the fifth reason, Mother Yashoda was worried that if he cultivates this habit of stealing, then in the future he may become a big thief, and that will be a black spot on our Nandakula. So these are the few reasons Acharyas have said that Yashoda Mata decided to churn the butter herself, although she was Nanda Gehini. She was the queen of Raja, where in her house there were more than 900,000 cows and thousands of servants were there. Now Shukdev Goswami describes that Yani Yani Gitani Tat Bal Charitani Che Dadir Nirmanthane Kale, that while she was churning butter, what was the condition of her mind? While she was churning the butter, her mind was engaged in remembering the Krishna's pastimes. And Smaranti Tanya Gayata, and her Vani, her speech was engaged in singing the glories of Krishna. So when Yashoda Mata was churning the yogurt, that time she was singing the pastimes of Krishna which have been enacted by him before these pastimes. And the song which was sung by Yashoda Mata has been given in Gopal Champu by Srila Jeev Goswami. It's a very beautiful song. I am going to show you that song, and we will discuss briefly about that song. So this is the song which was sung by Mother Yashoda while she was churning yogurt for Krishna. And this has been given in Gopal Champu, written by Srila Jeev Goswami. And this is a long song. This has got another 6 or 7 lines, but I have taken only few lines here. And the song goes like this. Gokula Patikula Tilakatvam Siha, Gokula Patikula Tilakatvam Siha, Krita Sukrata Braja Rachita Sukha Braja Nayanananda Samiya, Anandodabhava जन्म महोत्सव नंदित गोप समाज पूतनी कमृति नव मंगल कृति वलयित गोकुल राज त्रिभुवन दर्शन विस्मय मर्शन निश्चित वैष्णव माया हरिवरिवस्या सुख दतमस्या विगत जरामर काया गोकुलपति कुल तिलक त्वम असीह. So, in this song, Yashoda Mata is saying that Gokulapati Kula. Gokulapati means Anand Maharaj, her husband. Kula means lineage. And Tilaka means it's a Tilaka. And Tvama means you, Asiha means becoming. So Yashoda Mata is glorifying Krishna by saying that you have appeared in the Vansha of Nanda Maharaj as a tilaka on the forehead. And this means that the lineage of Nanda Maharaj has become more beautiful by your appearance. And we have the experience that if anybody is putting the tilaka on the forehead, the tilaka on the forehead adds the beauty of the person. So here Yashoda Mata is telling that by your appearance in the Gokula, it has become even more beautiful. Krita Sukrata Vraja Rachita Sukha Vraja Nayanananda Samiha. So Krita Sukrata. Krita Sukrat. Sukrata means it's not a pious activity. In the last week we mentioned that there's a difference between Sukrata and pious activities. Sukrata means the devotional activities performed for the pleasure of Krishna, either knowingly or unknowingly, either in this birth or the previous birth. So Yashoda Mata is telling that the Vrajvasis or the Vraja must have performed a lot of Sukratis, due to which you have appeared to give the Sukha to the Vraja. And Nayanananda Samiha, that just by gazing you, just by looking at you, our eyes get immense happiness. Anand, Anandodbhava, Janama Mahotsav, Nandita Gopa Samaja. Anand Udbhava, Janama Mahotsava. So she is saying when you were born, that time Anand means happiness and Udbhava means manifested. That as soon as you were born, the Ananda was manifested and we celebrated your birth by having a big festival, Maha Utsava. And Nandita Gopa Samaja. And festival was so great that all the Gop Samaja, all the cowherds communities were very much happier. पूतनिकामृति नवमङ्गलकृति वलयित गोकुल राजा. But our happiness did not last for a very long time because Putnika appeared there. Putnika came to kill you. But you not only killed Putana, but by killing Putana, you brought auspiciousness, Mangala Kriti. You brought the auspiciousness for the whole Braja, particularly to Gokula Raja. Gokula Raja means Nanda Maharaja. And Tribhuvana Darshan Vismaya Marshan Nishchita Vaishnava Maya. Tribhuvana Darshan. So just before the Damodar Leela, Krishna manifested the pastime where he ate the mud. And that time Mother Yashoda said, Krishna's Mother Yashoda asked Krishna, did you eat mud? Krishna said, no, I did not eat the mud. These friends are telling the lies. Yashoda Mata said, okay, open your mouth. And Krishna opened the mouth, and Yashoda Mata was about to faint there because she could see Tribhuvan. She saw the whole three. Tribhuvan means all the three planet systems were in Krishna's mouth. So Tribhuvan Darshan, that a few days ago I saw the three words into your mouth, and Vismaya Marshana, and I was very much surprised to see the three words into your mouth. But Nishchita Vaishnava Maya. But definitely, this is the act of Maya that I got bewildered in. And the last line is very important. Hari vari vasya sukha datamahasya vigata jara mar kaya. So in this line, Yashoda Mata is praying to Krishna for Krishna. She is praying to the Lord, Hari Vari Vasya, that, oh my Lord, may my son become a great devotee of Hari. Sukha da tamasya. And my Lord, may my son always be happy. And the third, Vigata Jara Mara Kaya. Vigata means free from. Jara Mara. Jara means old age. And Amara, Mara means Mrityu. And Kaya means body. And she is praying to the Lord that, my Lord, let my son be free. Let my son be always free. Or the proper translation, let my son's body be always free from the effect of old age and death. So with this, we see that how innocent is the mood of Yashoda Mata when she is performing the devotion service. Gokul Pati Kula Tilaka Tama Asiha Krita Sukrata Vraja Rachita Sukha Vraja Nayanananda Samiha Ananda Bhava Janama Mohotsava Nandita Gopa Samaja Utanikamriti Navamangalkriti Valayita Gokula Raja Tribhuvana Darshana Vismaya Marshana Nishchita Vaishnava Maya Hari Vari Vasya Sukha Datamasya Vigata Jara Mar Kaya. So the last line is very beautiful. She is praying to Krishna that my son, who is the Krishna himself, can become a great Vaishnava. Or she is praying to Krishna that let my son become a devotee of ISKCON. And Yashoda Mata is praying to the Lord that let my son become a devotee of Krishna, because she was worried that it's early morning. I have already started churning the butter. Everybody is busy in the house, but still Krishna is sleeping. And unless he starts waking up early, he cannot become a devotee, because devotee means doing the Mangala Arati. So that's the mood of Yashoda Mata. And while Yashoda Mata is performing this devotion service. Yashoda Mata is showing by her own example that how we should engage ourselves in performing the devotion service. While she was performing this devotion service or churning the yogurt into butter, from this couple of verses we understand that her body was engaged in churning the yogurt, her speech, her Vani was engaged in singing the glories, and her mind was engaged in remembering Krishna's pastimes, which he had already enacted in. And when we read the Srimad Bhagavatam, throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find so many verses where the devotees are praying to the Lord that the three things means our body and the words and the minds should remain engaged in Krishna's service. When Vritasura prays to the Lord, he says, Hare tav padik mula dasanu daso bhavitasmi bhuve manas mare tasu pate gunamshe granit vak karma karotu kaya. So he's praying to the Lord that, my Lord, when will I become a devotee of your devotees? So that mana smare tasu pate gunashes, so that my mind can remember your transcendental qualities. Granit vak, so that my speech can glorify your qualities. And karotu kaya, so that my body can be engaged in serving you. Similarly, when Lord Brahma is praying to the Krishna, like Jnane Prayasa Mudpasa Namanta Yava. So he says, Shruti Gatam